There we go.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Y'all see the new face over there. He can commandeered the spot. Told him, I'm saying, he the man in charge. He the Wizard of Oz. So I'm saying, if he ain't gonna get to say hi, ain't nobody gonna get to say hi. We have a very good show. For y'all who haven't seen, this is the producer. I know he says the Wizard of Opinionated because he want to make all the stuff happen in the background. This is Mr. Daniel Jones.
What's up, everybody?
Daniel Jones, right? We told him that earlier.
Don't matter. I'm 40 now, so I got us all using the government.
He's 40 now, okay. Jamarcus might stop in, he might not. He's actually getting ready to go on a family trip, so he had to do some last minute things today to take care of that. So,
and if y'all didn't know, like, this is a family show. Like, Lavelle and I are brother and sister, and Jamarcus and
that's little bro.
Right.
And the Wizard, right?
They're brothers. So, the Wizard are brothers.
Right. This is basically like our special guest. He's gonna be in here for a couple minutes with us, just to take up some time or something. How was your week, Daniel?
Oh man, I had a good weekend. I got a good weekend. My wife had a good Mother's Day, so that was really good. That was really, really good. So I was with the kids half of the weekend and stuff like that. So we kicked it, cleaned up a little bit because we preparing to possibly move in about a couple of weeks. We got a new home. Yay. So I'm excited.
Nice house, y'all. You got a really nice house. So first party is at the Wizard Opinionated house. You got plenty of space for us to come through, kick it, hang out. It's clean in there right now. I don't know how people when we leave, but
white walls gonna turn gray.
Hey, but it is a very nice house. I saw it. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Anything else happening in your week?
Right now, just like I said, preparing, working, doing all that. Nothing much. Okay. Good week so far.
Nicole, how was your week?
Well, so we'll start out, with Mother's Day. I haven't, well, my mom passed away September 2020, so I really haven't celebrated Mother's Day. But my kids did, they got me my little favorite snacks and a little stuffed animal and my first little potted plant, a real one, because all my plants around here are plastic. Every last one of them. And they bought me my first real one. So I'll probably start getting more to put on the balcony and, decorate the balcony a little bit. And, but, I just didn't really feel like doing anything. Then my mom's birthday was yesterday. I wanted to do a balloon release, but I'm going to be honest, I really just was not feeling in good spirits yesterday. And then it was not a party city around here because I'm like, okay, I need helium balloons. And I just wasn't about to drive into Atlanta for no party city. There's not one around me. And so I'm like, I need helium, right? So that they could float. They got to be helium. They couldn't be regular, right?
Well, regular balloons still fly, but helium floats off a little better.
So I could have got regular.
Straight up. Yeah, you could have got regular. You could have blew them up yourself.
Yeah, well. But besides from that, so I had a test, right? A physical. I think I told you about it, Vil,
Because
but
we talked about it before. You told me don't worry about it. I'm gonna muscle through it. I'm
right,
like, what if they let
right,
you do the run first? I do
right.
this. Okay.
Right. I'm like
I
willpower.
listened last week and heard about the run coming up.
So let me tell you, I did the run, right? So I'm gonna just say this: when I did the academy for the county in Chicago, right? I was in my late 20s, and there was an older woman in the academy, maybe like 47, 48. And we used to keep her like, you know, come
You're
on, you can
motivated. Come
do
on, you
it.
can do it.
Motivating
Come
her,
on,
right? You can
yeah.
do this. Come on. Like if she looked like she was lagging, somebody would come grab her arm and run with her. Come on, we got it. We were rooting for her. She older. I was that old woman.
I was just
That
about to say that. You turned to her, huh?
I was that old woman. Let me tell you. Everybody had, I promise you, they got around that track in like a minute. I was the last one. And everybody, come on, you can do it. Almost there.
Oh wow.
But I will say this, I had 3 minutes to get around the track, and I did it in 2:12. And that's because I stopped. When they said I made the minute mark and I was already past halfway, I stopped to catch my breath. Had I not stopped, I probably would have, did it just at 2 minutes, maybe. But I still did it in, I think, a good amount of time, considering I had 3 minutes. Everything else was easy. But that run, it was the first thing they had us do, which I'm like, why? When I tell you my calves was aching so bad, they like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, just leave me alone. But when I tell you they was hurting so bad, my calves, I'm like, and now you want me to do some push-ups? I'll feel weak.
Yeah,
But
legs was like linguine.
man, but everything else was pretty easy. But I was like, I need to start at least walking, because that was terrible. I felt embarrassed, even though I think I did do it in good time. I guess because everybody else was so young and they just kind of ran around and was like, bam. But they
Okay,
did have less time than me because of their age.
what do
So
you
they
consider
had to kind of
young?
do it.
I'm sorry. What do you consider
They were
young?
in their 20s.
Okay, okay,
That's like 15
that's
to
young.
20 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's young. That's young.
you know. So considering the fact they had less time to do it, they kind of had to, kind of burn it around. But it made me feel like, why? What are you doing? You old. It made me feel like the old person. But I think I did good. Don't y'all think I did good? I did it in 2:12 and I had 3 minutes.
I think you
Yeah,
did good
I
because you
think you
finished
did
the
good.
period. If you'd have did it in 2:59, you would have did good.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, you finished it. I mean, that's all that is. So I told you that when you called me and told me you passed. You great job.
Yeah.
So,
I felt like celebrating.
and you were supposed to celebrate.
You got some ice cream afterwards.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Ooh, soy ice cream,
Oh.
then coconut ice cream.
And so now, what's the next step?
I got to do a psyche eval in the morning. That's where the problem. No, I'm just
Oh, you
playing.
gonna fail that one. That's it. Think about it. That.
So I never had a psyche eval because when I did the county, they wasn't doing that. But then after they started, but I had already. I didn't have to go through all of that. So I'm not sure what to expect. I don't know if I know I'm gonna have to talk to somebody, but I don't know if they're gonna have us doing like a million questions of the same questions over and over and over.
You should have called your little cuz. He had to do a couple of them. He had to do plenty of psyche valves.
Oh.
So, anyway, my week was good. After the show, see, I went to Myrtle Beach. Beautiful, first time ever being there. I hadn't been to a real beach in in Chicago we got beach. The lakefront, we call it the beach. We got the one up north. It just looks so different. I
Myrtle
posted a
Beach
picture
is
on my
gorgeous.
Facebook page. I
It's
put a picture on
gorgeous.
my Facebook page. The room that I was in was literally right on the beach. You know what I'm saying? I walk out on the balcony. The beach was right there. We had a chef come through to do brunch. She did amazing. Her name was Chef Pebbles. Uh, that part was great. I talked to my sister a couple times through that. So of course, Mother's Day came. my mom's not here, as Nicole always said, I ain't had nobody to tell Happy Mother's Day to. Because, nobody else get it from me anyway. So I didn't really get my feelings on Mother's Day. Mother's Day was kind of, it just came and went. But me and Nicole had been talking about doing something for my mom's birthday. She wanted to do balloon release. And I was like, okay, cool. And like that Monday, the day before my mom's birthday, I was sitting there and I damn near broke into tears. And I had to kind of just man up. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like sitting there, because I'm sitting there during the brunch at the chef and cooked. I'm sitting there eating and stuff. And then you know how you're going through in your head what you're going to do here. Because my mom's birthday, which was yesterday, is the day that I was leaving that night. So I'm going through my head what I'm going to do the next day. Might I get up in the morning, maybe I run and grab balloons. We're going to do the balloon release, call my sister. And right then it was like, I'm like, what the? Okay, so had to sit there man up for that because I don't want everybody like, man, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Why? So got through that part, and then the rest of it was cool. When I played miniature golf, I didn't know Myrtle Beach was a golf city, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I think one of the Masters is there. They have one of the Master tournaments.
Like if I knew, I would have took my golf clubs and actually played golf. Because like the hotel I was at, they gave us like I got like 30% off for golf if I wanted to play golf. I got to play miniature golf for free just for staying at the hotel. We did go-karts for free just for staying at the hotel. Excuse me. We did a bunch of little things down there. I was down there for 4 days. 5 days, 4 nights. And down there for 5 days, 4 nights like that. And it was just really nice. Got back here. Ain't did no work yet since I've been back here. So my week has been pretty good. Pretty good.
Was it expensive?
Nope. Not I went for the stay was 500, I think 550, something like that. And then Rylan, what's up? Can he not hear me? Rylan.
No, he got the mute on.
That don't mean that he can't hear me. That means I can't
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, say hi.
So y'all don't know that was Rylan. That's my little cousin.
I've been trying to keep him at bay. He ain't used to me being on the camera.
I know.
So how many people were there? Or how many people can be in the place?
We went with a group. We had two. We was in two condos, but it was how many people was it? Let me think real quick.
Now, what were you down there for?
It was a friend's birthday. She her birthday. She wanted to go to Myrtle Beach, so she put the trip together to go. So it was 9 of us.
So it was 5 something for your stay, or just period, and y'all had to split that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the total. I'm pretty sure the total with everybody was the 5 was us splitting it to get there. I'm thinking with everything that we did, because like the brunch when the chef came, that was all paid for. The transportation to and from hotels was paid for. To the airport, to the hotels was paid for. Most everything we did, like we was going to do, we was doing a cruise that was paid for. So the 550 included the things that we were doing while we were there. Now there were some things that we paid for out of our pocket when we go, like a couple of the restaurants we hit. You had to pay for that yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if you had to get an Uber or a Lyft to certain places, you took care of that. But a lot of stuff was in walking distance also. So it was a good time. I hadn't been on a vacation like that in a while. I've been a couple places. Like when I came to Houston, I went to Vegas, and Vegas didn't feel like a vacation to me. It felt like I was like scoping out the territory or something. You know what I'm saying? When I went there, this actually kind of felt like a vacation. It wasn't as warm as it normally is. They say in Myrtle Beach, it was nice to me because I'm a hot body, so it was like mid 60s most of the time we was there. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't really warm enough to get in the water, but it was nice to me. People I was with, I think it was more so they were expecting hotter weather. You could tell from the attire, so they had a lot of wardrobe changes because they would put on one thing, step outside like, oh shit, and then let me go change clothes. But other than that, I had a very nice time. I think it's about time to do a little bit more traveling, get a couple more places, less work hopefully, and get some things done like that. But that was my week in a nutshell. Didn't really check too much my phone. Like I have my personal phone. I have my work phone with me, but I didn't really turn it on. It was just kind of there. I check it every now and then just to see if certain people call it, because everybody doesn't use my personal number. So But other than that, I had a great time. I went to a luau. I saw some I don't want to be disrespectful to, but Samoans. You know what I'm saying? They did the fire dances and the
What? Why did you say it like a black person? Samoans
I
like
said
that?
Samoans. That's what they say,
Yeah.
Samoans.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
how they
is that the
pronounce it.
correct
We
way?
would say
That's
Samoan, right?
that's how they
Oh, I
pronounce
guess
it.
we've been nigrifying it up then.
Yeah, we've been Negroifying it. It's
Oh, okay,
Samoan.
okay.
Trust me, they said it 100 times out there. It's Samoan. You know what I'm saying? Samoa is the name of the place. You know what I'm saying? They accentuate the A. So we say it wrong. We say Samoan. It's Samoan. So other than that, like I said, I had a really nice time. I had a nice time. I can't wait to do something else. I gotta get some work done. I gotta get back to work. I'm not gonna do no work for the next couple of days, but once it's time to get back to work, get that done. But my birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks too, so I still haven't figured out what I'm gonna do for that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I know it's coming up like
It's
next
coming
week,
up.
right?
I'll probably think of something before. It's the 25th.
Yeah.
I'm the 25th. Lil Lionel, he the 31st, so we'll figure out something like that. While we're doing, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all should tell my mom happy birthday. I know we said I wasn't really able to. I didn't post it at all. You know what I'm saying? I usually have you post happy birthday, mom. I wasn't. I didn't have that in me. But it doesn't mean I want y'all to tell my mom happy birthday. And the Applewhite, her page is still live, I think, isn't it, Nicole?
Yeah.
Her page is still live. Y'all go to her page and say happy birthday to her.
Do you
Things
know?
of that nature.
Have you ever thought about how do you say memorializing the page? I did that for
I
my aunt
I
when she
did,
passed.
but
Yeah.
then
You can still post on it. Like you'll be the one that's in charge of it, and you can still post on it, and people can still post on it their memories and stuff like that.
yeah, I read on it and stuff, but then I was actually looking at it the other day, and then I was just kind of like, maybe I just leave it alone for now.
I understand.
I never checked into it, never even thought about it. So, and then with that, that was about the end of my week. Now I've been just looking at. I actually looked at a little bit of news while I was going. I looked at the Rico case of Young Thug and Lil Gunna.
Yeah, I just saw that the other day. I didn't know that he was it was going down like that. But then
I ain't know
again,
he
I
was
haven't
that deep in
heard
the
any
street
music
neither.
from him. I haven't heard any more music from him lately, so something has
Yeah,
been going on.
His
dude
daddy
from
said he falsely accused.
okay.
I would hope my daddy would say the same
But the
thing for
thing
me.
is, what I looked at, they said they using his song lyrics as evidence. They said they took his song. They mentioned two songs. I don't remember the name of them because I didn't write them down. But it was two songs. They was going through the song lyrics, and that's what they was using as evidence for the case that they had for
That's
Young
the
Thug.
same thing they did with Bobby Smurder, right? They used his
Yep,
lyrics.
Did he
yep.
get convicted?
Hell yeah, Bobby Shmurda was in jail for a long time. He got
Be-
Seven
out what 2
years.
years ago.
He got about 2 years ago.
because of his lyrics helped convict him?
His lyrics
Uh,
had played a part in. He had got arrested off. It was some other evidence at first, and then they used his song lyrics to strengthen the evidence. I think. Then because he basically said like it was with him, it was basically what he was being indicted for. He was rapping about that same thing. Then so
Yeah.
they even
I
did
mean,
a
that's too much of a coincidence,
they even
especially if
did a
they got other
podcast like that.
evidence.
They did
yeah,
a podcast by the name of Taxstone. I don't know if you guys were familiar with him.
I know Taxstone.
There's
He
something
locked up
similar with
too
him.
though.
Yeah, for same almost for him. For I think he had something to do with the Troy Ave stuff,
Yeah, him
and
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 Troy
then
Ave
also
had beef with each other, but they had that on video too. I think
that too,
Where's
and
Troy
also
Ave? Did he get
it was,
killed?
no,
he's a
no,
rapper. He
he's
got
a
shot.
rapper from New York. But then also they used some of his stuff from his podcast too to help
Yeah,
strengthen it as well.
yeah. Taxstone got a lot of time too, so he's out of that. And then with that, and then the big story of the week while we gone, Kevin Samuels passed away, and the thing about it is, how stuff come out of you either on one side, it make it seem like you either was a avid Kevin Samuels supporter or you hated him. Like there was no in between, middle of the road. Like at me, I'm neither one. But it's just like I see people are like so happy that the man passed away because of a couple of things he said, and I think that's just so asinine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's chiming in saying
I'm just
that man pissed to me. You know what I'm saying? I saw a video Vivica Fox is like she was just so happy about it. She had the amen look, talking about he was a hypocrite and all this other shit.
But I didn't get amen, happy you're dead. I got this is how you treated us. I'm not sad. I didn't get no. See what I see, and it's just for me. What I see on my timeline, I see more people saying, people tap dancing and happy. I haven't seen anybody praising. I've seen more
The
people.
first thing they said was karma's a bitch. What he said about a person, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was that karma him dying?
I
How was
think
that
the
karma?
karma. I think the karma is how he passed away. The very woman he was with was the same type of woman he would have let have it if she was on the show. He talked about nurses, how they wasn't this or that. She was a nurse.
She was
Supposedly
a
we
good
don't
looking
know.
nurse though.
So, and she was supposedly a man too. Her name was supposedly really Omar, but
Well, I tell you, whoa, I ain't heard that one.
but this is Atlanta and
I ain't
this
heard
is the
that one.
internet.
I ain't
I,
heard
I
that one
saw
either.
I saw a thing with their name, their picture with their name, and then like the real name, right? It's like Hortensia or whatever, or Nelia, whatever the name is, and then like name Omar or whatever. But people Photoshop stuff. Who knows if that's true? You know what I'm saying? She's really pretty. If she's a man or a woman, whatever. She was really pretty. And nobody knows the nature of their relationship. How they know it was somebody they met. How people know all this information. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? But the rumor is he met her at a bar, only been knowing her for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So the same type of woman that you would have tore, if I was on the show, I'm saying I was doing this type of stuff, meeting up with men that I didn't know and staying the night. I don't deserve a high value man because of my actions and the stuff that I'm doing. But you died entertaining the same type of woman you put down,
now
and
I
didn't
saw
even
both.
have, and it obviously was somebody you didn't really know. They didn't even know anybody to contact. Your mama found out about it online. That's why it took so long, because they could not find the next of kin. So it's just a lot of people found it ironic that you talk about modern women, a table of one. You're gonna die alone. You're not gonna have anybody. And so this, in a sense, even though you died with a woman, but this is a woman you really don't know, you kind of died alone without family or a loved one. So I think that's what most people was looking at, how he died. Not you didn't die because you talked about women. It was how you spent your last moments. And I think that's what people are saying, how that's ironic. I personally, even though it's a lot of stuff I didn't agree with. I didn't watch a whole bunch of stuff, but the few things I did see, I didn't agree with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't agree with because it made me feel like as a woman, you can't win for losing. Well, I'll say this before I go into that. I was hoping it wasn't true. When I saw it, I was like, I hope this is a rumor. I really hoped it wasn't true. But I'm an empathetic person. I was just like, man, I hope that's not true. But as a woman, he would make me feel like you can't win for losing. Because if I ain't have nothing going on, it would be like, why would this man want you? What are you bringing to the table? What you got? You ain't even got a diploma. You ain't got this. What you doing? But then if I say, hey, I got this degree, I make over 6 figures, I'm doing this, men don't care about that. And you're not pretty enough for somebody on your same level to want you. Because if somebody, I like that one woman who was talking about, I make over 6 figures. I dated guys who made less than me. It was a problem because they were like insecure. It created a problem because I made more money. I would rather date men that makes this amount of money. I'm a 6 figure, so I want somebody. And he told her, how do you rate yourself? Basically, men that make what you make don't want you. You're not pretty enough. And I thought that was ridiculous, because just because you don't think she's pretty enough, that don't mean somebody else making money not gonna find her attractive, and I didn't like that. And Egypt brought something to my attention too. Another video he did where he asked the woman, let's just say you have a child, that child is 5 years old, and me and you are married, and we have 2 more, children or whatever. Your 5-year-old tell you I touched them. What's going to happen? And she said, you out of there. And he said, you would break up our family because your 5-year-old told you I touched them. Children lie. And it's like, what? And a lot of stuff, maybe he was just saying it for shock value, just to get his numbers up, because I honestly believe he didn't care about women being realistic about what they can acquire and stuff like that. It was all about numbers, and that's why he spoke the way he did about it. Even when he talked to the men before, even when it wasn't getting traction, it was for shock value and for a ha, because people like mess. You know what I'm saying? People like mess. And I think he didn't really care about the message. He was just trying to get numbers and stuff. And for me, that's what I understood. And it was just kind of like, whatever. I But I
Now,
didn't want him to die.
I'm with you on that. I never want anybody, especially the past, for anything like that, regardless of what they did, unless they was harming my family and all that other type of stuff like that. And also, I seen both. I seen people saying, "Why are y'all saying this?" And I also seen people say, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." And then I don't know if this is true. Did he die on top of a woman?
They
Because
haven't
I've been seeing
said
it a
yet.
lot too, where they put the girl
They've
like,
been
"How
putting
your
that
daddy
out there.
die?
They've been
Yeah,
harassing
on top of
the
me."
girl who he
Mm-hmm.
supposedly died on top of and
Mm-hmm.
everything. But it's been two things. They said one thing is saying he died from Viagra and Red Bull. Another thing is saying
I
he
seen
died
that.
from cocaine laced with fentanyl. The coroner or nothing hasn't put anything out officially. If they have, it hasn't been made. I mean, known to the
Public.
public. But it's Facebook investigators. They putting out all this information.
Yeah, that and Twitter. Twitter be getting everything real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as him, I was indifferent. I
I mean,
wasn't following
especially to
him.
see the video, especially to see his last video. I just think it's sad to see somebody vibrant and okay 1 minute and then gone the next. It's just kind of like, you
I
know,
think it is. I mean, like I say, you're either gonna come out as a Kevin Samuel supporter, and I guess I'm gonna wind up being one of his Samuelites or whatever they've been calling the guys who, you know what I'm saying, they've been like Samuel God, Kevin Samuels, or whatever. But my thing is, I hate the fact that I mean, it's gonna be like his last video is what it is. Everybody's gonna gravitate to. I didn't even see the video. I just know that one excerpt from it where he said that, "Oh, you 35 and single." And I don't know if he's
you
like you got kids or
leftovers.
whatever, but you're a leftover woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the context and when that was said. I mean, or how that was said or why it was even said. I do know that I've seen some of his other videos, and I think a lot of times with him, it was the messenger instead of the message. So it was like how he brought the message out. So a lot of people say a lot of stuff he said didn't have any validity to it, and I just don't believe that. A lot of stuff he said did have validity if you actually listened to it and didn't just pay attention to the fact that it was the messenger, it was how the message was coming out. Now, for him to tell the one lady when I think he was telling her that the 6 figure lady that was a bit skewed in there. I think what he told her that her rating, that was a personal preference of his. You know what I'm saying? People got upset with it. But the thing about it is she called him for that personal
I
preference. He
mean,
didn't call her.
but that wasn't his only video. Every woman that called in, he was asking them to rate themselves and then telling them. He told this one girl where she was like, "I'm a 7. You can't say 7. That's safe. Okay, 8." He said an 8. Beyonce's an 8, Kelly's a 9, and Rihanna's a 10. You ain't nowhere near them. Sweetie's an adjustable 6, and you ain't even that.
Now I want to
That was
say
You
the
this
don't
same.
though.
That was
deserve
the
a
same
man.
video with
When
Look,
did
that
it?
was
you
the
don't
When
same
did it?
video
deserve
with the hundred
anybody
thousand dollars.
that's what you want. You don't deserve that because he ain't gonna want you. He can
After the
get
first,
anybody he wants.
but after the first few videos of the women calling in or being on the show and stuff like that, when did it ever occur to the other women that saw this and want to come on the show? When did it occur to them that okay, if I go on here, he gonna talk about me as like a dog?
But do you believe it was real? Because what's that comedian girl?
Mhm.
It's a comedian girl. What is her name? Because she was even on there. Um, a lot of times I just think
Just
it's
hilarious.
not just
Was just Hilarious
hilarious,
on there?
but
It could have been.
she black girl, real, she's skinny, you know, ha ha, you know, I don't man, what is her dang on? Lala or something like that.
Lala,
Tristan. You know the little black girl
a
that be on
comedian.
Instagram. She's a comedian. Is it
You
Lala?
talking about Lulu Gonzalez?
No, she
No,
black.
I know what she's talking about. She
Well,
just
Lulu
had a
was
baby
black
too.
too.
She had a
Oh.
baby.
Not Nicole, not her. This one, she's a little older than her. She's still a young girl, and she's taller too. But anyway, I can't think
Not
of her name.
Zaynab.
She was on there. She
No.
real goofy too, but she was on there. I don't know. Part of me feel like
It was
a lot of
staged.
these women were.
I don't think it was staged, but I think they were calling in for the 15 minutes of fame. They figured, you know what I'm saying, if I go on here, you know what I'm saying, I can let him go off for a minute. That's going to bring traffic my way. Now people going to come and want to see about me just because I was on. I'm going to go viral for this. My page going to get clicks. People going to want to come and see something on my page just because I took this here berating from him. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
And I think that's what most of the women kept calling. And it just created a whirlwind for me. For that part of it. And then but I still think it was like people didn't listen to any of the message.
But if anybody disrespecting you, are you going to listen to their message? Because you don't have to disrespect me to get a message across.
Or anybody that look like a roach, I'm not going to listen to them.
It is disrespectful. You going to tell me I'm too ugly? I don't or I got kids, so I don't deserve. I'm 43. I have 2 kids. In your book, I'm only a 5. So I better get scraps. I don't deserve any man that makes a certain amount of money. I don't deserve that. That is disrespectful.
I only look like a roach, so anybody that listened to him and thought his stuff was valuable should have been like, man.
But they called for it.
They did.
But
they
that's beside the point. Even I don't care how stupid a person is, that don't mean that gives you, and that's just me. You know, I don't disrespect people just because I know I can, or just because you allow me to. So I'm gonna mistreat you. I just don't do that just because I know I can.
If we going on the thing of most of them called in so they can get their fame, I look at it like this. Y'all know we got that restaurant here in Chicago
the one
where
you go to and they curse you out,
they cuss you out and
stuff.
all
that shit.
It's 2 restaurants. That's what you
But
come
they
for.
enjoy that though. They say that's what they go for, right?
I think they enjoyed that too.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ledge. She said she didn't even know who he was when I was like Kevin Samuels there. She like, who?
For real?
I'm like, girl.
Wow.
But actually, there's a lot of people
I think Jamarcus made a post. I think Jay made a post that he wasn't gonna be here today. You see, Joe ain't here. Where everybody at?
He put a post out.
He is the favorite.
I popped up and they said, "Who this nigga?" I don't know. Let me get up off of it.
Hoppo, who this? Nah, but I was about to say something about Kevin because I just think it's always go back to the message. Just like the other dude, the one that you can't stand. I'll say who I said. Remind me in there.
The one I can't stand.
Yeah, what's his name? Sotomayor. Is that him?
Oh my God, Tommy. Yeah, Sotomayor, whatever.
Sotomayor.
I've never seen one. The first time I seen the video was last week. You know what I'm saying?
I saw it
before.
He's way worse than Kevin Samuels. I think Kevin Samuels was entertainment, right? I didn't get the impression that Kevin Samuels didn't like Black women or women. Just me. Like a lot of people turned it into Black women. All I heard him say was women, right? Mm-hmm. I just felt like he was rude in his delivery, you know what I'm saying? And he made his opinion like that was it. That's all. But Tommy Sotomayor or whatever, he don't like Black women.
I wasn't going to go too far into him. I was just going off the message instead of the messenger, and I feel the same way with both of them. And I was just because when I put it out, like I said, I had never seen his videos. I saw the one that I was like, oh, I thought it was interesting what he said. When I sent it, the first thing Nicole says, I'm not looking at it. I don't fucking do it. It's like, but what he said in that video made sense.
It don't matter.
Nope, I ain't listening to it. And it was she shot the message. It's like the messenger tanks the message for some people. And I think that's what a lot of people have done with Kevin Samuels. That's why they are so excited that the dude did. I mean, I've been on Facebook and it's polar opposite. You got people in the corner like, man, this man was telling the truth and y'all just need to listen. And then you got people on the other end like, karma is the bitch, ain't it? That's what he get. He was so evil to women. It's like, God damn.
Yeah, that's horrible. But Tommy Sotomayor is different. I don't care what he say now. It's almost like too late. It's like you can't keep stabbing me, stabbing me, and then today you want to give me a cookie. I don't want your cookie.
Tommy's so
He
bad
wasn't giving you
that
no
Corey,
cookie in that
look,
video.
I don't want
Tommy's
your
so bad
band-aid. I
that
don't
Corey
want your
Holcomb don't
band-aid.
like him.
Well, that's
And
something
you know how
different. From what I
Corey,
hear,
you know how Corey be talking about black women.
but from what I hear, him and Corey Holcomb was
They had a
cordial
big
at
beef.
first, and then they had a beef and something happened, and you know what I'm saying. So, but Corey Holcomb is a hard pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying?
Who is that?
He's a comedian from
Chicago
Chicago.
comedian.
Corey
you know
Holcomb
who he is.
purposely ruffles feathers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He purposely says off the wall things. Now Corey Holcomb can what you be called the new age shock jock. He purposely said, "You think Kevin Samuels' name is shock jock? Corey Holcomb is a shock jock. He gonna say some ignorant shit." And
He'll say stuff like, "I ain't never met a stand-up woman in my life." He say stuff like that, and even worse.
But he wraps it in the fact that he's a comedian also. So it's like, okay, these are jokes. This is what I say. So it
I'm gonna have to look him up.
But you don't want
to. Be warned. His show come on every Tuesday night on YouTube.
Is this like a radio or he that does a stand-up?
It's his own podcast.
He has a podcast, but he does stand-up. If you look up some of his stand-up,
the abortion. Don't look up the abortion. The abortion bit. Abortion bit. Yeah.
I mean, you can get it. You can get a gist of what he is just by looking up his stand-up, and then, but he's abrasive. He's abrasive. I don't think Kevin Samuels was in that lane. I think Kevin Samuels, he might have said some things that were harsh, but most of the time it was the fact of, look, this is my house. And so a lot of times, like, I will ask a question, I'm gonna ask you a question, then if you don't want to answer the question or if you want to beat around the bush, then we're gonna talk a certain way to you after that. But I never took it as the fact of him being, no, I can't say he wasn't rude. He was rude at points, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, he has been rude to people. But I think I'm able to discern, you know what I'm saying, the messenger and the message. Because I never cared one way or the other for the guy. I didn't go out and seek out his videos either. So I've never seen an entire video of his. Everything I've seen is clips. And that's probably why I never made an actual decision about him or, you know what I'm saying, formed an opinion, because I never got the whole story. It was always, I would see a clip, oh, okay, cool. And I've seen clips of him talking about men and women, so I figured, okay, he had equal opportunities. Whoever called gonna get it, and I left it at that.
But he really wasn't an equal opportunist. The videos you were seeing of men were old stuff that didn't work. And he even put out a video that talked about when he were doing it, it was geared towards men, where he was talking crap about them. It wasn't getting shared and likes until he started getting on women. And he said that's where he's getting most money and clicks and likes and stuff, when he talk about women. So it was just a business thing. I can admit I never really saw a lot of his videos. I did only see what people would post and have something to say about. And everything I saw, I didn't see a message. Everything I saw was his opinion, putting down other women who didn't line up to what he thought was good enough. Every video that I saw. And that's why I feel the way I feel. But I can admit, I didn't see anything good. I never saw anything good.
I put that nigga in the same boat as Derek Jackson. I put him in the same boat as Derek Jackson. He was just the reverse Derek Jackson, in my opinion. I'm like, both of them niggas can go that way.
At least Derek Jackson didn't put down or disrespect anybody. He was a panderer. Yet he is.
That's why I said he was the reverse.
He's
Derek
a panderer, but he wasn't like putting down people to get his message across. You breaking up, Mel?
Can't hear you, my man. And it looked like you're taking the shit on the toilet.
Y'all can't hear me?
And now we can. What you were saying, because your face was stuck.
Yeah, your face looked like you was taking the shit.
I was saying that you that.
Derek Jackson got a hold of the internet. He don't want you to talk.
Yeah.
He don't want to talk about him.
He don't want you to talk about.
I was gonna say, if you were to say he was the reverse, if he was the reverse of Derek Jackson, then I would go along and say, okay, you know what, I can kind of understand, because I didn't like Derek Jackson. I heard a couple of his messages, and I treated him like you treat the Tommy Sotomayor. It's the messenger with me with Derek Jackson, but it also goes to show that Nicole is kind of biased toward anybody who says something negative about a woman. And not because she just said Derek Jackson don't put down people, and all he did was put down men. Every now and
No,
then
he
he would
wasn't
go
putting
and be
down
on the
men.
man.
All he
Oh,
was
he
saying
was.
was,
He
well,
was.
see, well, I'll say this: the videos that I saw, he wasn't saying men ain't this and men like what women would. What he would say was stuff like, if he is treating you this way, he don't want you. If this is happening, then he don't want you. If he
Nicole, you
loves
are
you,
right.
he would. I didn't never hear him say men ain't this or men ain't that, and like
Nicole,
he hated men.
you know
I
what? You
didn't get
right.
that impression.
You right,
Now there's
Nicole.
that one woman, Tanya
Because he was talking about
TKO.
himself.
She would uplift women, but she gave off the impression that she hated men. So I couldn't rock with her. So I'm not biased towards anybody that says anything great about women. She came off as if she hated men. So I can't rock with her. You know who I'm talking about, that Tanya TKO.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
I
She
don't
didn't
know.
But
even like
even
Derek Jackson. It was like she was waiting. Even though he pandered towards women, as soon as it came
Um,
out that he cheated on his wife, she was
but he was.
on it.
But then when he was talking about himself, he was the nigga that wasn't doing right. If a man ain't treating him, he was talking. He was the man that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
he was
And
part of
They
the
that's
all the
why he
She-Ra
same.
knew
Men
what
Haters
was
Club.
going on because he was doing it.
They
He
all
was
the
part of
same
the
to me. No
She-Ra
doubt
Men
about it.
Haters Club.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he did put men down. He did.
He sure did.
But how?
He
I'm not
did.
going to go into that because I don't even
No,
want to
I
get
just
dude.
need one example because I don't get it. Just because he was putting us up on game, that ain't putting men down.
He wasn't putting y'all up on game if he was committing it. He was still pulling the wool over y'all
It
eyes.
don't matter if he was committing it. He was pulling the wool over his wife's eyes. Wow, if she wasn't
And
telling her.
y'all, because y'all was eating the
No, it
bullshit.
don't matter. It don't matter. That's just like a pastor. A pastor in the pulpit, if he's preaching from that book and he's preaching the word, but he's not living that life, that don't mean he pulling the wool over my eyes. If he telling me the truth, he just
Did you
not
just
living bad.
liken Derek Jackson to a pastor?
Yeah, I think she did.
Oh my God. See,
I think she
you're
did.
not listening.
I heard you
All I'm
said he like a
saying is,
pastor.
regardless of what he was doing, he was pulling the wool over his wife's eyes
I
because
agree
And the
with
he's
you
word.
though.
doing it. No,
I
he's
agree.
doing it to her while telling her this is what men do. And
I
she wasn't
agree.
getting it. So he not putting the wool over my eyes because he ain't
He
doing
no
it to
no.
me.
He pulled the crown over her eyes. Remember, she was wearing a crown. That's a crown.
I
Bondage.
agree. He wasn't pulling the wool over women's eyes in what he was saying. Now, his actions probably was because they thought he was just such a great man. I mean, but that's in
Yeah, I
everybody.
know some women was like, "Ooh, I wish I could have somebody
Oh, I
like
need me a
you."
Derek Jackson with that part.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I
probably
don't
how
want
he
to
got
put
all
time.
them
He
women.
gonna
Them
look. He
thinking,
gonna have
"Ooh,
your
he a
ass sitting
good
next to him
man."
with the damn bonnet on, crown with the bonnet crown on. Talking about.
Yeah, but I don't want to put too much shine. Like I said, I didn't follow dude at all. Like I said, I would get a couple videos and I ejected early on with him. Once I got it, I think it was like 2 videos. I'm like, oh no, he putting down dudes. See, and it wasn't the fact of putting you up on game and telling you what. That's just like the young lady that's out now. I don't know her name, but she's putting out a bunch of videos about I can't remember but it's basically women are upset with her because she's talking about some of the stuff women do to men and what women say and what they don't should be doing. I'm gonna get it and throw it in the group and I'll let y'all know. And y'all
Is
see
she
it.
light skinned? I think I know who you
Kind
talking
of,
about.
everybody likes scaring me though.
Yeah. No, I know who you talking about. She got long, it had like these fake dreads, and they kind of
Something
like
like
the
that. I
dirty
think, yeah.
blonde, light skinned black woman. I know exactly who you talking about.
I'll
Yeah.
say this, Mel. I understand why you don't like Derek Jackson because I don't like women that do that for the very same reason. I just feel like, girl. But sometimes it feels like, just like y'all feel like he's a panderer, he's this. I do feel like women are pick-me's that do that. But sometimes when I see some of these women, I have to admit, like, dang, y'all be proving me wrong. I be trying to, you know.
What do they say? They can be truth inside of a lie.
There's always some truth in a lie. If you listen to it, you just got to be willing to accept the fact that there is some truth in it. It's all built off of some type of truth, and it's altered, you know what I'm saying, to fit my narrative in there. But most of the time, a lot of the time, we have to also realize that a lot of people are doing this for the likes, you know what I'm saying, for the views. So they have to portray a certain thing. That's just like what's the little dude name? Kind of look like Cat Williams. Um,
Look like he new guy, or something like that.
Carlton White, is that his name?
Oh yeah, that's the guy that's in Houston from Houston. They got into it
He
with
from
Mob
Houston.
James and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying,
I don't know.
but he tells you from the door when he comes in, he tells you like this is entertainment. He say I do stuff for real life, but internet is for entertainment. But he said some of the most ignorant things you're gonna see on there in the name of keeping it honest, you know what I'm saying, or being truthful online. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is there's going to be no mistaking that this is purely for entertainment. That when he comes to the internet, I come here for entertainment. So I'm gonna say anything I want here, and if I make you, maybe you want to hurt me for something I say over the internet, then you got to look at something going on in your life. We're not nowhere close to each other. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this here. I'm not talking to you directly because I don't even know you. So how can you be upset for something I say over the internet? And that's true. It's you got to have something to get the people in. You know what I'm saying? And once people have figured out that you can make money from this platform by keeping eyes on your product, basically, that's what a lot of it is. And that's what happened with Kevin Samuels. He figured out a way to keep acting like Nicole said, when he was talking to men and trying to put men on game, basically, and tell you what you need to do to step your game up. He was talking to men the same way he talked to women right now. When he was doing that, there was getting no hits. Nobody really cared about the fact that he was talking reckless to men, being rude to men who was calling him, asking for his advice. But the minute a woman called him and asked for his advice, and he gave it in the same way that he gave it to them men, now people have an issue with how he's delivering whatever advice he's giving.
I don't think it's now. I think the reason why I wasn't getting traction was because it just wasn't popping. And no, women wasn't sharing it like that. Like, hey guys, see what he's saying about you. You broke. You ain't get. But the minute they talked about women, men were sharing that stuff and posting it, and women were getting their feelings, because now it's like, especially when a dude posts a video, it's kind of like, what? That's how you feel? That's what make you get traction. Just like that one woman that posted the video to give her own truth, right? She talked about how I had to realize something. I have nothing to offer men. Men was posting that as if she representing all women, and y'all need to see.
You know what they say? You know what they say about when you throw a rock? Hurt people, right? Hurt people. You know what they say about when you throw a rock? A hit dog squeal.
What that got to do with anything? This ain't hollering.
If it don't apply, no, I ain't even talking about you. I'm talking about when it was put out. The people who got in their feelings because it pricked them. They felt a certain way. They felt like it was talking about them.
But not all the time, because I'll say this
all the time. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Yeah, but I'll say this as somebody who is empathetic and maybe fall in the categories, right? Like, I know I'm not a certain type, right? But if you come and say, hey, if you over 35, you're not married, you single right now, you have kids, you worthless and a leftover, and you done missed your time. I know that's not true, but it does kind of make you feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You done already included me in something and you don't know nothing about me.
So I got a question. So why is it okay for you to say it don't apply to me, but I feel included in it anyway because you generalize it? But when those same things are coming from a man, when we tell you that, y'all say, it don't apply to you then, so let it go. We ain't talking. If you know it ain't about you, then you shouldn't have nothing. You shouldn't feel a certain way.
But that ain't just to men. People don't say that to men. People use that in anything that they're trying to say, and people have a problem with. They say if it don't apply, fly, or keep on scrolling. But they know people not gonna do that.
I'm talking directly into this point because on this show we've done that.
But it's still human nature, though. Even if I was to tell you, it don't apply to you, so let it fly. But as somebody
we recorded it, right? I need to cut I'm gonna put this part out.
It's being recorded. I see the little red button.
All I'm saying is, even though we tell people a lot of stuff, right? And yes, in essence, and at the nitty gritty of it, yes, if it don't apply, you should be able to let it fly. But we all human, and we have feelings. So even if it don't apply, it kind of feels like you're trying to make me that, right? So even though if I know it don't apply to me, but I still fall under these categories. If you was to say all of this stuff, everybody who's boom, 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 standing this line, I'm gonna have to get up and go stand in that line and then proceed to listen to you say, okay, y'all ain't shit. You left over.
I'm gonna put a whole montage together of your comments so you can see, you know what I'm saying, how full of shit you are.
I don't how what?
Like them fighting words.
I'm confused. What did I say? That's wrong.
I think you ain't say nothing that's wrong, but it's just the fact of the matter is, if we was talking about men right now, you wouldn't have gave that. We've had so many conversations where y'all have generalized men and talk
But
about
you
what
didn't hear
men
what
do
I
wrong.
said before I
You ain't
said
let
all
me
of
finish.
that.
You ain't let me finish. I'm saying we've had so many conversations about that, and then when I say, well, you know, every guy's not like that, and your whole defense on that, while you spitting these women's cases and defending the women, your whole defense about that is when I say, what about men is, if it don't apply to you, then leave it alone. You need to let it go. It ain't talking about you. It's these guys over here doing it. And now what you're saying
I didn't
is,
say that. That's not even how I talk.
Oh Lord,
Bullshit.
video.
That's
I've
not how
been
I
behind.
talk. I
Listen,
don't say then let it
what's my
go.
name?
Those are not my words. Those are not my
So is
words.
my name. So is I'm the
we gonna
Wizard of
get the
Opinion.
video.
Those are not my words. I don't say then let it go. Then just that's for them over there. Those are not my
I'm
words.
sorry.
I don't
This is
talk
what
like
you
that.
say. This is what you said.
Okay.
If it ain't got nothing to do with you, then don't you worry about it.
Nope,
Okay.
those aren't my words either. I don't even phrase sentences like that. So no,
The way
not me.
and the way that you move in your face and your hands, those inflections, you said it with those exact
No,
inflections.
not me. Not how I
Don't worry
talk.
about it.
Wrong person.
Don't worry about it. We got it. I got
But
you.
I will say this. I started it off saying we will say stuff like that, but the reality of it is, and I've told people, if it don't apply to you, let it fly. But I do realize sometimes it's hard to just let it fly. You know what I mean? And it might not be talking about you. But it don't talk about you. Like certain things I can let fly. Like when people be talking about these hoes or these bitches or whatever, I always feel like they ain't talking about me. But when you point out certain things in me,
and I agree with you. I was saying it is certain things that you can let fly. But there are times when it's a small generalization and you fit it, even though you know they're not talking about you, you still fit into that category. It's like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? We all are not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even because what you did is you took I'm 45 right now. I'll be 46 in a couple weeks. You say all guys from 45, if you ain't with no woman or whatever, you ain't shit nigga. And I was like, hold on, that ain't me. Well, no. You are the exception to the rule, so you got to let it fly. It's like, but I'm still in that category, you guys. So I feel a certain way about what you're saying. There's psychology behind it, Kevin and Derek, to push agendas to cause sharing and discussion based on being triggered to prove a point. I think that's true.
I can agree with that.
I think that's true. But I think
everyone has an agenda.
Every platform has that same agenda. Even ours, even we're here, the agenda that we have is to spark a conversation. We want everybody we want to open up the people's minds to think about whatever the conversation is or whatever's going on. That's why we try to talk about such a broad topic of things to get you thinking and get you moving about that. Some of the time I wish our topics are more financial or more business-like, but those are not things that are happening in our world. So but just to get people thinking, I think was what every platform is. I think the thing about Kevin and Derek is it hinges too much on Black relationships, and it pits, instead of causing conversation, it pits a lot of men, like Black man against Black woman.
And it hits heavy on stereotypes.
It's heavy on stereotypes. It's heavy on putting down one of the other. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy on either he ain't shit, or this is the reason she can't do this here, or this is the reason she won't be a good woman, or she won't make a wife. Stuff like that is what I'm saying. And so I think it's causing divisive conversations instead of healing conversations or discussions with them. I think that was the issue with some of that. Even though I didn't disagree with a lot of things that I've heard from Kevin, there are some things that I disagree. Like I didn't think he was a savior like they was touting him to be. Dude, that he's been hot for if it's been a year, he's been hot for a year. And
I think around the pandemic, actually, he started at the beginning of the pandemic.
When the pandemic, right, he started to get a little high pickup steam, and then all of a sudden he was supposed to be who I looked up to I didn't even know I was supposed to be looking up to the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he said one or two things got some traction, and people
like when he passed, your
savior, Kevin Samuel. I didn't even know his name for a long time. I was like,
they posting pictures of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Kevin Samuel.
No,
yes, they are. I saw a split screen of all three. Then I saw one,
blasphemy.
That picture where they have Aaliyah, DMX, all them, Kevin Samuels in the background, like he looking over them.
That is blasphemy.
Well, they did the same thing when old girl got appointed to the judge. They put her in with what's the girl on the bus?
Michelle Obama and all them.
They like
she on the bus.
Rosa Parks.
They put it with Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. What's her name? Is it Sojourner Truth and Michelle Obama? Something they do it like it was like that. Like I'm like, damn, she just got appointed. She ain't did nothing yet. And
I wonder,
switching.
but I always wonder when those things come out, like them shirts, are black people actually the ones making those shirts?
I think some of them are because the thing is, right
I
now,
always
and
wonder
like
that.
in the black neighborhood, everybody got a T-shirt press. I mean, so you look up and people pressing T-shirts up at the crib, so then they trying to jump on them quick. So these are the ideas that they have. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure most of it, because see, white people pressing them up there. White people understand copyright infringement. Black people don't. Black people throw your face on the T-shirt in a heartbeat and figure they got to catch me or whatever. Hence the psychology behind that, and that is where society generally gravitates toward and gets the most clicks instead of positive, uplifting. That's boring, which is sad. But I agree, be centered more on getting us more financially sound, but that's not fun either. I disagree. I think right now we're on a big wave of financial information that's being put out. I just think it depends on what group you tend to be a part of. Me, I got feet in both areas, so I look around a lot, but financial literacy is very big on the information channel. Small business work is very big on the information channel. It's so big now that you have a lot of people who don't have enough information trying to make money off of it, because what people do is get a small bit of information and then just try to capitalize off of that. So you're not able to gain as much as you need because they're trying to get into it as fast as possible and give out whatever little information that they have. But it's very big. I think it's just the fact that a lot of times the circles that we are in, they still gravitate toward the Real Wives of, like Real Wives type of drama. So them damn Arabs making them shirts knowing black people gonna run out.
Say it right.
I'm glad you said it the correct way, because I'm like, black people, we got to do better. Come on now.
I was about to say the other one.
I know you was.
That's why I paused in it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I paused in it a little bit. They might be out here, you know what I'm saying, making shirts up. I'm pretty sure. Or if they're not making them, they still getting them for the low from the.
I can see them, buddy, come here, buddy. I have a new shirt for you, buddy.
I have a new shirt. And guess what we're doing? Though we buying
Martin Luther King.
X.
You like Black Kings, heroes. Come here, buddy.
Kevin Samuels, one of the new Black Kings. Martin, Malcolm, and Kevin Samuels. Huh?
With Nipsey Russell.
With Nipsey Hussle, boy. Yeah,
Nipsey Hussle and
Nipsey Russell.
So, but on to that, I think it just has to be pushed. I think if you look for it, you'll find the positive information that's being put out. Umar, don't nobody like Umar too much no more. He ain't putting.
I mean, what did he do wrong? I liked him when I actually watched full videos of his, and I didn't see nothing he said wrong.
They have an issue with him trying to open a school. They saying he took all the money.
He just took all the money. And his donations. You see his video where he had all the checks. Donations.
Yeah, they still waiting for the school to open up. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? When LeBron opened his school like that, you know what I'm saying? And Umar still ain't open. It's like, okay, this cat just taking money from people. You know, he out preaching to us every day.
I think the school is called the Malcolm X.
Marcus Garvey something?
Marcus Garvey Malcolm X School. That's what he's like both.
Like that.
No, yeah, people getting on him too because he said he's a descendant of Frederick Douglass.
Which is possible, you know what I'm saying? But I think the issue is right now he's been talking for so long, and then it doesn't seem like there's any fruits of the labor. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with Umar? So now it seems like people are like, okay, this cat just talking. When you have other people who are starting to do things, like Oprah went over to, and don't get me wrong, he's not on the level of Oprah, but Oprah went over to Africa. School was up in a heartbeat. LeBron.
But you want to talk about that because you know they had a big scandal with that school. They had to close it. I'm just talking
about people who got it done very quickly. There's a couple. There's like another NBA player who got a school who had it before LeBron.
I mean, but they like got money and stuff though, right? Umar ain't on none of their levels.
And you don't want like.
But the issue is with him he's not on their level financially. And don't get me wrong, he's not broke. He's not on their level financially. But he poured in a bunch of donations from it for the school. You know what I'm saying? That's his whole thing. He was around, you know what I'm saying, just pulling in money from people. And he had a lot of people that were backing him.
But do we know that he even made enough money to actually get the school done?
All we know is he was showing checks like, yeah, this donation, these donations.
The last interview I saw him say, he said that he needed about a couple of more million just for the maintenance, because he says he has the building and he has the property. He just doesn't have the money to renovate. So that's what he's waiting on. That was about 2 years ago.
I mean, and that could be possible. Maybe he needs to do a video saying this is it. He need to get grants or something. I don't know.
But I think the issue with getting grants is he was trying to be autonomous. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is a total black thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, no money was taken basically from white entities. Not to say white people aren't donating, but no money was taken from white entities. No white entity has any authority over the building or stuff like that there. If you get grants, you still have, even though you've gotten a grant, that doesn't mean that you can operate in total autonomy. You still have to kind of follow a rule. The grant basically says you have to operate in a certain way in order to qualify for that grant. And so to get that grant, you have to still show that these are the things we're doing based off of the money we got from whoever the grantor was.
Oh, okay.
So with that, he wanted grassroots donations. His mission was to be black, collect. The same thing in there. And, you know, so and he hasn't been doing the circuit too much. I think he's trying to let it kind of calm down. You know what I'm saying? Let that fire get off his back. So, I mean, he's been kind of quiet. And then ever since what was the other dude name? Cousin or something? Brother Polite.
Well, I don't know. Didn't he get? I think Brother Polite went back to jail or something like that.
Yeah, he got
locked back up for murder. Matter of fact.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on with our positive black people. You know what I'm saying? We just we have to search out and be a little bit better group wise.
What's the other guy?
You got that? There, you got that $9.99.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that too, because it's super grainy. You look like a 1970s porn flick.
I'm on my iPad.
See, is it the old one?
When I'm on my Android, it ain't like this.
Yeah, right. Well,
right. Right.
This that iOS.
No, you got that doctor's office Wi-Fi. That's what
that Wi-Fi.
That's the $9.99.
I'm on the iOS.
You see what happened with iPhones users? When you tell
them
I'm on the iOS. Go to their product. I got one. I just didn't put it on.
No, the ring light ain't gonna help that. That's just gonna make it look more HD and shitty.
I'm usually like this here every week. Then there was a problem. I put this iOS on, and all of a sudden it looked grainy.
I'm in the iOS every week. Look how clear.
I'm gonna take the body blow for that. I'm gonna say it's because I'm on here with y'all, so that's why it ain't.
That's what it is. It's the
that's what it is. I ain't doing the jobs I'm supposed to be doing, so now everything.
Oh, you ain't in the back cleaning it up. Do
right.
Wild still have internet?
They do. They just changed their name to another to something else. But no, it's still Wow, because the commercials come up. We're still Wow, but we're a different name. Wow. It's weird. Yeah, I saw a commercial the other day.
They ain't Wow no more, but okay.
But we still Wow.
You all right, Nicole?
But Wow, they buy their internet from they lease their internet from Comcast. So that's usually how that works. Like Verizon leases theirs from AT&T and vice versa.
So real quick, since we I guess kind of got off of the man's Lord and Savior. I'm sorry, God. He's nobody's Lord and Savior.
Right. You're like, I'm coming for you. You gotta quit playing.
Nobody's Lord and Savior. Sorry. The dang on officer that escaped with the inmate.
I heard about that the other day. I'm not
too familiar with no information.
Oh no! They got caught, and she killed herself.
They got caught.
Whoa! What? Hold on. The officer was a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this is what happened. Wow. He was already in jail doing 75 years for a lot of other stuff, but he was in prison. So they got records of her off duty going to visit him while he's in prison. Now he's back at the jail that she works at, and she's some kind of director over something at the jail. He's back at the jail because now he's fighting another case for murder that he committed in 2015, right? He already got 75 years for something else, but now he's fighting this murder case back at the jail, right? Mm-hmm. So she done put in her retirement, right? About to retire, right? Sold her house sitting on 4 acres, house worth 204,000, 204,700, something like that. Sold it for 95 and a half. She was supposed to, the day she disappeared, she was supposed to retire the very next day. But the papers hadn't went through, so she lost all that. But it don't even matter. So she tells them, I'm taking him for a mental evaluation at the courthouse.
Right.
And afterwards, I'm going to the doctor because I don't feel well, right? But mind you, because of his status, it was supposed to be 2 officers anytime he moves, right? But she took him by herself. That was at 9 a.m. They don't realize this till like 3:30. Like, okay, she ain't back. He not back.
He ain't back, and she didn't make her doctor's appointment. So
no doctor's appointment. He didn't even have no mental. He didn't even have no evaluation that he was scheduled.
So hold on, these were old motherfuckers.
She was 56. He was in his 30s.
How old? Damn.
So he was younger. I think he was like 38 or something, and she was 56. So,
she was conjugal visiting him like a motherfucking idiot. She was like, man, I'm about to get you up out of here. I need this.
Oh, she got him up out of there.
She got him up out of there. And my thing is, they get caught in Indiana. Like, why are y'all still in the country? Y'all did all of that to go to Indiana?
She's going to get too far on 95,000.
You can get out of here on it.
Mm-hmm.
They could have got out of here before they even noticed they was gone.
Because they didn't even know. And so they got caught Monday, and right before the police, they was in a police chase, she shot herself.
In the car?
Mm-hmm. When they hit the car to stop it and it flipped over, they was like, she still had the gun in her hand. And she was the one driving.
Wow.
Is the dude okay? Like,
he was good.
Now, you said they gave him 75, right? 75 years.
For something else.
Life? What is natural life then? When
75 years.
I figured that. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was finna get some more. But now he definitely getting some more. But he don't care. He wasn't never getting out.
I'd be talking about she kidnapped me. I wouldn't even be.
He got out. Look, I would have been like,
he probably enjoyed this week, these 11 days.
She forced me to have sex with her. I was a prisoner. Look, I was a prisoner. I had no rights. And she's an older lady. She groomed me. I didn't have nothing to do with that. She told me if I don't go, I ain't gonna get to see the rest of natural life.
She got me at my cell talking about I had a eval. I'm like, I don't have no medical test. She told me I had a test. Put me in the car. We were past. I said, hey, that ain't the courthouse. Where you taking me to? Next thing I know, we in a car chase.
And then I would have been like this. Why you ain't try to go? You a man. She had a gun. You see, she killed herself. What you think she's going to do to me?
She got training.
He already was telling the officers when they asked what happened, talking about his wife. He already referred to her as his wife. And they had the same last name, but supposedly no relation. But they was like, he referred to her as his wife, but they can't find a record of them being married.
She had a gun up and she was in authority. She told me that I was
Stockholm Syndrome.
Mm-hmm. She told me I was her husband. I ain't had no rights. I'm a prisoner.
I ain't taking. As a matter of fact, I'm suing the system
for
being kidnapped. I'm suing y'all.
I'm getting out early.
I was in my cell.
Y'all gonna have to
3 hots in the cot.
Me. How y'all gonna do that?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
I had 3 hots in the cot.
Put me in the car. They got that part on video.
And she put him in the back.
Put him in the back. I was kidnapped. I was a sex slave. She was trying to traffic me.
Look, I'm a young strapping man, and she was in her 50s.
Put that money
she
on my books.
Y'all put me in
75 years. I want $2 million. Put it on my books. I'm gonna live like a king in here. Ever. And a day.
What you laughing at, Tristan?
I would have been the same way.
Tristan laughing at you, man. I'm like, what you laughing at? He like Uncle Mel.
50 ain't old? No,
it ain't old.
Well, she was 56.
She was 56 and he was 32.
So she was old then. She wasn't 50. She was 56, right?
Right. She was 56.
But she was 56. She was 32. I would have used
I think he was 38 or something.
She's still old enough to be his mama. I was saying all of that. Look, she told me that I had no choice, officer.
With a gun to my head.
Mel.
She held a gun to my head, make me sex her.
Look, what happened when it crashed? By the grace of God, Your Honor.
By the grace of God, Your Honor. By the grace of God, Your Honor, I didn't kill her.
And that woman didn't kill me when she killed herself. I was so glad to see the police when y'all hit us and flipped us over.
Man,
what they call
it,
the pit maneuver.
To get back to my cell so quick.
Mm-hmm.
I be playing it up. I didn't know they got caught though. I had just seen. That's why people putting out all these memes of them there. I mean,
I just heard about it yesterday. So I don't know how long has this been going on. You said about a week.
Since the 29th.
Oh,
since the 29th of April.
Wow.
Yeah. Before we go, real quick, man, you see Kendrick's new video?
I did, my man. I studied it. I listened to it and watched it maybe a good 10 times.
I'm gonna tell you now, that video editor they did on there was great.
You know,
so it was better than black or white video.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The transforming, but I would say that it was different. It was the same,
more subtle
but it was different
than black or white. It was more so, yeah. And then the thing about it is, black or white. I don't remember them singing the song when they transformed.
They were singing "Dum Dum Be My Baby."
But I'm saying,
well, I don't know if they were singing. Some of them was. Some of them was lip syncing.
Some of them they changed a whole different body.
What I'm saying, but what they did in black and white was morph. Like so, it was like me there. I would morph to Maine, and when I changed to him, it would be him there. In this video, it's still Kendrick, and he just changes his face to look like these different people while he's doing the verse. And I mean,
I'm gonna have to go and look.
That technology is called deep face, and the deep face
porn stuff.
Right, and the deep face, not deep, you a fool, but the deep face technology that he used. It's the guys that do South Park, Matt Stone, and whoever those guys are. They did the video for him because Kendrick has a cartoon that's coming out that's being produced by them. So he thanks them in the card on the video when you look at the credits. So those are the ones that did the directing on top of with Kendrick, him and the guys that do South Park.
Yeah, they did a good job.
It was a great video. They did great, and then
I'm like, this don't be trash because it's just him on the red background. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with the Marvin Gaye joint
there.
But the lyrics, like when you really listen to them,
the last verses was hot. What he do with the Gypsy verse?
But you know, he says something subtle with everyone, like that you can with everyone.
Like
he did, like
the
with the OJ
verse
thing,
with the car chase.
And then with Jesse Smollett, y'all think I'm playing? I did this for my people, for the culture, and all that. And then when and the Kanye part,
Will Smith, he looked just like Will. I mean, they did a really good job with the facial stuff on it. So you should watch it. I know you don't really like rap, but you should at least watch it. Watch it with the sound off. I like
Kendrick Lamar though.
It's good.
Watch it with the sound off, and you can still be cool.
But you know his album come out Friday. His album come out Friday. Mm-hmm. But you know the heart, those are not on the albums, but that's what he always put out before the albums come out. Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, if they on you, they already had a compilation of them, and since part 5 came out, the guy that did the compilation for the other ones, he just put all 5 of them in the group. You could just search it online on YouTube.
Yeah, check it out. We'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but I think this is the only one he did a video with, though.
Okay. All right. And so with that, unless Nicole got something else you want to model for us.
I just be, every time I see my face, I just be, and all, you know, everybody's face, I guess, is different, right? Like the half. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when I be looking in the mirror or looking, mine, it's visibly different, right? I can see how this jaw is fuller and this one is more like this. I can just see the difference in both sides of my face. So I be kind of like trying to make them match.
I know you glad Kevin Samuels ain't here no more to see this and say that. You would have said something.
You you're already a leftover.
Right. Don't be pointing out your flaws.
Look, you got one side over here, the other side up here. What you talking about?
And what you rate yourself? 1 through 10. You can't use 7. We're gonna have to pick that up. That can be our new thing.
If Rihanna a 10, then I got to be at least a 10. I got to be
They got
popping.
married too.
All right, and that's the end of this show. All right, everybody. Opinionated, like to thank you guys for coming on.
I forgot you love Rihanna. If Rihanna a 10, I got to be popping.
Rihanna off the market now, so.
Yeah, man.
They got
So
married
is
last
he.
weekend. All right. Yeah. So, but with that, we're going to get up out of here. We appreciate everybody for coming out, checking us out, talking to us. We got to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We want to thank our producer for sitting in with us, staying with us longer than he thought he would. We appreciate that fact of him hanging out for the day with us. Anything else y'all want to tell him?
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Heart the video. Don't just like it. Love it. Yeah. Go back and watch some other videos and share those.
And
I just want to say,
look for that montage in Nicole's bullshit. It's coming.
Oh, coming soon. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to this wonderful group of family that I've been privileged enough to be able to call my family that I love. They come on here just about every week to bring joy, hopefully, into everyone's lives, and they bring joy into my life. And I just want to thank you guys for being here and riding with them. So thank y'all.
I'm sorry. All I could think about was the 5 heartbeats. It sounded like you finna be like, that's why it's so hard for me to say this next part. Catch my solo album. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving the beat fast. It's only at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, not them. They got a Temptation play that's out. I actually want to see that on Broadway in Chicago.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. Maybe we'll check it out together.
Yeah.
Let's see. But with that, like we said, we thank all y'all, and we will see everybody next week. Same back time, same back channel.
You won't see me. Peace.
Peace.